Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I am making a video on one of my broken hearts. I call them broken hearts because they look all broken and cracked. And this one, I went ahead and I made the heart ahead of time. Now you guys can go back to one of my other videos to see how I added this crackle effect to my hearts. I use a just a small heart mold. And where did I put that little mold? I had it right here a minute ago. Oh my word, there it is. I had another heart that I started that's on top of it. So this is the heart mold. These are coaster molds that I get on Amazon. So I will put a link to these molds in the description menu of this video. We're going to be using some 4mm rhinestone chain. Beautiful, beautiful rhinestone chain. And I get this on Amazon as well. It comes, this is a 10-yard roll. And the price was not too bad for 10 yards. I think it was like $17.99 or something like that, which is great because it will last me. So, and the price for this 10-yard roll was the same as the price for some of the 5-yard rolls that I found on Amazon. So that's a good deal. Some ball chain. And I'll put the link to this size ball chain. I can't remember what, it's like a 1.5 or 2mm ball chain. I want to say it's maybe a 2 ball chain, and it comes with the clasps. We're going to be using just one of my silver corner filigree pieces. These are also available on Amazon. I will put a link to that. I'm using one of my handmade butterflies. This is one that I made recently. Isn't she beautiful? And I took out one of my bow pearl pieces that Susie sent me in Happy Mail. And this, I'm not sure how or which ones I'm going to use, or if I'll use both of them. I don't know. So I don't want to overload this because I don't want to cover up all the crackle. I'm also going to use a piece of this beautiful, beautiful sequined flower, and this came from some lace that I got, and I've got 4 flowers left from the applique piece that came off the lace, and so we're going to use this one today. I love this. This came from Susie as well. I can't tell you how much I love this lace. Look at that flower, and it's puffy but not too puffy. It's got lots and lots of beautiful silvery sequins, and I don't know if there's any clear ones in there or not. I think they're all silver. So sparkly. I love it. And make sure you have your B7000 handy. I will be using this. You'll need to have one of these to cut your rhinestone chain. Now, I have already measured this to fit around the heart. I didn't want to waste your time having to watch me measure and cut. So I always measure this. I try to measure it ahead of time because that's the first thing that's going to go on. So I think that's it as far as supplies. Okay. So, I'm going to read my quote for the day, and today I'll just read one. Again, I'm kind of going over my faith over fear stuff, so bear with me, you guys, while I go through this sort of turbulent time in my life. Hopefully it's not going to last too much longer, and we're going to get, hopefully, some good news, and I can move on and stop worrying about so many things. And this one says, the reason birds can fly and we can't is simply because they have perfect faith. For to have faith is to have wings. Different kind of flying, but you know, it's still faith over fear. And I'm going to read just one more. It's better to cross the line and suffer the consequences than to just stare at the line for the rest of your life. Bingo. That's a really, really good one if you think about it. So, yeah, I think I need to snapshot that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to go ahead and put our rhinestones on this. First things first. And this heart turned out especially well, you guys. The sides are deep enough, but it does kind of go down. And don't worry, you guys, this inside part is very lumpy and bumpy, and I don't care about that. I'm not worried about that. That's part of the charm of these heart ornaments, is that they're not perfect. They're broken. They're like a broken heart. And I think they are turning out beautifully. I love them. There's one spot right there where it comes pretty flat to the top of the heart, but that's okay. I can still get these on there and get them straight and looking beautiful. Trying to not get any of this glue on my fingers because it is not the easiest stuff to get off. So, and then once I put this on, I will have to let this sit for about 10 minutes. And then I can pick it up and start working on it again. I'm just going to set it down. I have my silicone mat underneath it. Love my silicone mat. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find a link to a silicone mat. I think I even bought one at one time. So that you guys have the chance to get one if you don't already have one. If you're working with the adhesives, like B7000 or E6000, amazing. It will keep it from sticking to the surface. So you can lay your piece right down on top of that silicone mat and it's not going to stick to it. It's going to come right up. And that's my favorite thing about these mats. They are amazing. I don't know what I did before. Well, here's what I did. I got a lot of paper stuck to my projects that I had to clean off. And I had a lot of messes. I had things stick so hard a couple of times, not too many times, a couple of times where I literally could not get it off without breaking it. So, yeah, we don't want that. So, look at how perfectly that piece fits. So there we go, and that looks gorgeous. And I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes and then I can pick it up, make sure everything is straight and sitting on here the right way, and then we can move on to the next part of the project. So let's go ahead and let this cure for about 10 minutes. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys too, I love this white silicone mat, I really do. It's kind of my favorite one because it's more clean and crisp. However, when you're working on something like this, white is not probably your very best choice. Look at how easily that came up off of there. No stickiness, no nothing. It looks beautiful. The rhinestones are set in there in a straight fashion, so they came out perfectly. Exactly what I wanted them to do. So, next, what we're going to do, what I did do is, I'm thinking maybe instead of this, I pulled this, this was for making earrings, and you're supposed to hang a bunch of goodies off of this. I'm going to snip these rings off of the bottom portion because I don't need those. let's see. Let's hope I can get them off. Maybe I just take off the two end ones and leave those there, because I think I might be putting something in the center anyway. And there's another spot right here where I could put a rhinestone. And I would kind of like to do that. And I've got some rhinestones, some tiny rhinestones around here somewhere. I had them out just the other day, and then I think I put them back, and probably put them back in a different spot, which is what I'm famous for doing. Okay. Now I'm getting stuff caught up on everything. Okay, let's see. Do we have some in here? No. I know they were in this box here. Okay, not there. Actually, maybe I could just take one of these. Those are pearls. That would be pretty too, though. But they're not the right color. Here's a small white pearl. I think that's what I'm going to use. It will be more appropriate for this, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do really quick, since I've got that out and I have my B7000 right here, I'm going to put some of this right in that little center spot of that flower. And I'm going to pop this pearl in so that the holes, because this pearl does have holes on the ends of it, but we don't want those to show, so I'm making sure it's put in the right way. So I just added that little pearl in the middle there. What I could do is I could add pearls in those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. I have exactly 5 pearls right here. Was it meant to be? I think so. If I can keep them all on my table and not let them fall off of my pad here, we will be okay. Just kind of trying to push it off of the thread that's holding it on. And these are the same size pearls as the one that I put in the center there. And they're coming off pretty easy, so that's good. Even with the way my hands are these days, I'll tell you, sometimes these little things are not easy to play with. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to set this aside. That way it'll give it just a little bit more curing time. And I'm going to add some of this in the centers of each of those little holes. Okay. And we're going to plug the needle there so it doesn't, let's see, let me get you guys down here a little bit more. There we go. Now you can see it. And hopefully my hand will not unfocus the camera, because sometimes that does happen. 1, 2. Let's see. Thinking that maybe I have some, since I'm doing this in purples, I have some of these teeny tiny porcelain roses. That might have been pretty in the center of that, right? Let's pull this one out. We'll add another little spot of this in the center. And put the little purple flower right there. We'll leave those two pearls in there, and then maybe add, let's see, I think I've got some more of the tiny purple flowers. Let's see. There's one. Trying to keep all of these purple flowers together. Oh, you know what? I think I might have one or two in here. That one's a little bit bigger. I don't really want it any bigger than these. So maybe if I go like this, I wonder if that would have been pretty in there. And then use the small ones down here. I don't know, I think that one's just a little bit too big. I also have a couple of these tiny little pink ones. And these might be, whoops, that's not it. These might be nice to use. Those two kind of match there. So let's see. We'll just take all of those out and see what we come up with. So, I put one there, and the little purple one there, and the other little pink one right there. Okay, that doesn't have enough adhesive in it. There, I think that looks really, really pretty. I like it. And then we do have one spot right up here where we kind of need something there, so we're going to add this pearl up there. So let me get one more dollop there. I don't think I should put a flower up there. I think I want to go with the pearl. Just like that. There we go. And that kind of evens everything out. There we go. I love it. And then what I want to do is we'll put this on the top, and that will be the hanger for the heart. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. So, and I was thinking what I wanted to do is I wanted to try and hang this little fairy off of it somewhere, but I don't know that that's gonna be a thing. I don't want to go overboard on this. This one, I want it to be simple in color and style. So, I mean, simple, I say simple. We've got all these rhinestones, but that, or sequins, but that, just look at that. I mean, that is crazy gorgeous. Let me back you off just a little bit. We'll go right there. So there we go. And I'll try and keep this all right where you can see it. Okay, I love that. And then I think I'm going to go with my butterfly right in with the flower. Like that. That will go there. And then what I was thinking was, initially I was thinking I would put one of these pearl bows like right in here with the flower and kind of do it like that. I think that looks really, really nice all on one side. Then I've got this nice section of beautiful crackle on this side. So I think that's what I'm going to do. One other thing that I am going to do, because I see a bit of unevenness on the top of this, I am going to add some resin to the top and let that cure so it will have a little bit shinier, smoother finish, because I really am trying to do this one really, really nice, you guys. I want it to come out really special in the end. I have a feeling this is going to be my new favorite for sure. I sold my last favorite one. She's already found a home, and in fact she's on her way to her home now. She went out a couple of days ago, so I hope she loves it. One of my dear friends bought it from, she's one of my subscribers, and we have become very good friends, and I just adore her, and I want her to like it, and I think she will. So I'm looking under, I'm going under my lamp to kind of look at where I'm going with this. I'll show you what I'm doing here though. I can do the edges sort of at the end of the process. See, I've got a couple of drips coming out, which is something I really don't want to have. So I need to do this relatively quickly. I'm not sure. I see where the drips are coming from. There's a little hole right at the bottom there. I see it now. That's okay. We're going to cover that up too, so that's not going to be a problem. But yes, I am dripping, 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 dripping. And I'm going to pop this. Oh, darn it. I even got it on my pliers. Let me grab. I might as well just set that down because there's resin everywhere right there. See, it's coming out right down here. No, I don't want you to be ruined. Okay. So I'm going to pop it under my lamp real quick. My my light lamp, not my UV lamp, because I need to see what I'm doing here. I need to be able to see if there's any little holes or places that I missed, especially along those edges. Okay, and I think I have filled it all in nicely. Feels like it, looks like it. Okay, let me put this down, and I think what I have to do is I'm going to have to put my silicone piece inside my UV lamp, and I'm going to cure the top side first, and then I will take my my little mat out and get the bottom side. But I definitely have to get the resin off of my stuff. I hate when I get resin on my tools. I just, that upsets me. I'm trying to keep my tools clean as I can right now, just to to not have problems like this where I'm touching resin everywhere I go, because that's what ends up happening, and everything's got resin on it somewhere, and ugh. Okay, where is my box of alcohol swabs? Oh, let me just use this. I have my wipes right here, so we'll just use that. I think as long as I get this off now, I'll be okay. Okay, I'll keep that right there. Put you back down. Flipping it upside down for just a second and kind of just holding it under my lamp so that I can get where that drip came through cured enough that I can take my little mat out of here, turn the bottom light on, and let it sit for both sides for about 5 minutes. And I think that will do it. And I'm gonna flip it that way, grab the bottom light, and there we go. We're gonna go 5 minutes. Sorry about this one, you guys. I was drawing butterflies on here and I didn't want it to go, I was using a Sharpie marker and I didn't want it to go through anything, so I just grabbed that little piece of mat. I figured it's not gonna hurt anything. That's what shows you're an artist, right? When you've got stuff kind of, you use things in ways that help you, that kind of messes them up a little bit, but not too much. Look at this butterfly. This is one, I got a package from Dollar Tree, a couple of packages actually, of these butterflies, and they are so, so, so pretty. They're just plastic, and they're kind of doubled like that. And I just love them. I can't wait to use them on something. I did use one. I'm working on another heart too, but I'm not doing a video on this one. So this is how far I've gotten so far, and I did use one of those butterflies. I did add a little bit of resin just to make it a little harder, but it's still movable. But isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. So I hope this one turns out nice. I'm certain it will when I'm done. Okay. We're going to have to resin this on, so I think what I'm going to do before I let this finish up is I'm going to put a little dollop of hot glue right here on this and stick it down in the center, because I want it to be perfectly placed, and that's going to go right there. All right, and so now I'm just going to take my resin and I'm going to go in between some of these little open areas here. And I'll sort of hit these little flowers in between. And that way those will also have some resin holding them in there. Okay, so we'll let that go. Now, the rest is going to be pretty easy. This is going to be a fairly quick project. I've got a couple of jump rings here. Couldn't think. This is, I don't know if I showed you guys. This is how far I got. Oh, yes, I did. I did show you because I kind of messed up on this right here. But I added a couple of little nail art flowers to the side, and I think it actually fixed it. What I am going to try and do is find a way to gently close the A right here and the H right here so that it doesn't look like it got taken off. I want it to look as good as possible. Okay, so for this, I think I'm running out of my ball chain, guys. I'm running out. No, I use this stuff so much and I love it so much. I'm gonna have to buy some more, but right now I am trying very hard not to buy anything because I've got to get my money together for the insurance and get that ball rolling. That's more important. I know I haven't been letting that take priority in my life, and I don't, you know, I just haven't, and I do need to, so I've got to get on the ball with that. And the only way to do that is by making sure I have enough money to pay $500 a month for the insurance. So, and that would be for the next 12 months. Okay, so I think this is good. Look at that. I took it out and the light went off right at the same time. So this is beautiful. It's nice and shiny on the top side. There you go. So we're set there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add this flower, and I want it to come to the edge. I want to not take up too much heart space. So I want it to come over as far to the edge as I can and sweep the leaves kind of coming down. So I'm using my hot glue for this, and I'm trying to think of where the leaves are going to touch. Okay, because part of the flower, again, is going to be hanging over. And there we go. Is that the most beautiful thing ever? Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. And then, again, we have our little pearl bow, and I like that there. You just need to see kind of how the butterfly is going to work in there. I mean, I could technically put the butterfly over here, but I don't want to. I really wanted the butterfly to kind of go into the flower. Maybe I can move that over just a little bit. You think that looks pretty? I think that looks pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll add some B7000 to this on one side. And some hot glue on the other side. And we'll place that under this petal right here. I just want to make sure it's kind of stuck to where the heart is, so that it's not, you know, the part with the glue on it is not going over the edge. And then she will go right there. The only other thing that I do want to try and do is I'm going to cut a piece of this beautiful rhinestone trim. And I think I'm just going to use the middle piece on this because it's kind of just the right size to go into the point right here. And I'm going to have that hanging there. And it's 2 shorter ones and then a longer one in the middle. So we're going to pop that right there. And I want to put one of my bigger purple flowers, maybe not a bigger one, maybe a little one, if any at all. I don't know, maybe that's not gonna look great. We'll see. I need to cut this little piece that's sticking out off right there. Okay, let's see. That just makes it stick up too far. Or do we want to put just this small bow right down here? I think the bow actually looks better. And I could put a little flower in the center of that. And that does look good. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to drop a little dot of resin right here in the center. And I'm going to pop this flower right there. And pop it under my lamp. Okay, we'll let that cure, and then this is definitely going to go right there. I think that's a perfect spot for her. No, we don't need any more flowers on this, so put that there. And again, I'm going to go with some B7000. And we'll put some here. And put some right here. Close that up. And then we're going to go with some hot glue here and here. And gently slide her right where we want her. Right there. This is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my word, it is so beautiful. I love it. The other thing that I could do, you guys, is I do have some dangles and stuff, and I was going to show you guys. Look at my little, I don't know if I showed you guys this tin. Isn't it the cutest? And she's got a lot of note cards in there. But I'm debating on whether I want to keep that one or sell it. I'm going to make another one, though. So, and then this one, Never Give Up, Believe, Stay Strong. Isn't that beautiful? And it's got the same butterfly that we're putting in this. Isn't that gorgeous? And some of these, you guys, I'm just not putting a lot of extra stuff on them. This one, I love it. I think it's gorgeous, and I don't think it needs another thing, and it says Saved by Grace. Is that not beautiful? And then again, I have these are things I was gonna put on it, but I don't think I'm gonna. So I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. So I will pull those other things out of the box. And then I have this one, Embrace the Journey Ahead, Be Still. Same thing. I've got them all full. And I was going to put this butterfly on top, and I may still do that because it really does look good on this one. So I'm going to leave that there. And then I have this one. I just finished this one off, Faith Over Fear. And what were we talking about earlier? This is just the tin. Isn't that cute? It's one of those little pink ones that I bought. This one I didn't paint myself at all. I just added the decals, and that's it. And the butterfly, and that's it. And I didn't even resin over the top of the decals, although part of me wants to do that just for protection purposes so that it doesn't scratch off. Because that can happen easily, especially with those little tattoo words. I'm afraid those would come off fairly easily. Okay, so here's our bow. We're going to add her right there, and it is beautiful. Oh my word. Okay, so I'm going to add just a dot of glue right here in the middle. I'm going to glue it down. And then I'm going to add resin to this bow because I really want to make sure that it's not going to come off. And I'm just going to kind of get in underneath it here. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to also turn the bottom lamp on. And that will secure the bow. And we're not going to need this. Yeah, my friend Susie sent me a box of such beautiful stuff that I've never had before, and I was so excited when I saw everything. I couldn't wait to start using some of it. And this is just my cross. This goes into my prayer box, but I took it out to sit with me today. I just felt like I wanted it on top of my table. Okay, so now we've got that, and I will pop this back under the lamp again like I always do once I'm done with everything. And I'm just gonna wrap this, and then I'll make sure everything is double check to make sure everything is cured. So we're gonna just pop that jump ring right there, and I'm just going to grab whatever I can get a hold of, which is my round pliers, and I'm going to close the jump ring. Make sure it snaps closed. Oops, I went too far. Oh my goodness, Carol. All right, we're gonna use a new jump ring because I think I've probably misshapen this one. Well, I guess I didn't too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, let's go ahead and try this again. I mean, I just put the chain on there ahead of time just to make it easier for me and quicker putting it together, but maybe I shouldn't have done that because it leaves me with less room to work. Okay, gently, Carol, gently, gently. And there we go. And now we've got our fastener on there, so all we have to do is close it up. If my hands weren't shaking, I could get it in there and get it hooked. There we go. Okay. So there we go, you guys. Isn't she lovely? I love it. I love it. I love it. I couldn't wait to do this one, and I'm glad I did. Let me back off just a bit here. And I'll take like a hanging video of it as well, so that you guys can see how beautifully it hangs with everything kind of dropping the way it's supposed to. But that is absolutely gorgeous. I think it came out really, really beautiful, and I'm thrilled to death. So this will definitely be in my Etsy shop, and I will get it in there shortly, hopefully before this video airs. And I want to say thank you to all of you for watching my video today. Thank you for being here, and if you would, please give my video a like, a thumbs up, and share it if you are so inclined. Maybe you've got some friends or family that would like to watch it. And please make a comment. Let me know what you think of this one, because I think it's pretty spectacular. I really love it. So anyway, you guys, you all take care of yourselves. Be safe, be well, and you know, love your family. Hugs and squeezes all the time, and you know, make sure they just always know how much you love them. I hope you all will stop by and watch my future videos. If you're not subscribed, I hope you will hit the subscribe button. We're working on trying to grow the audience, so that would be so helpful to me. And y'all take care, okay? God bless you. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for pictures and a short video clip of the hanging heart. Thanks a lot, you guys. Love you. Bye.